Hello, this is Dr. Bob once again with Proactive Wellness and Injury Center, and we're continuing to talk to you about the subject of sleep. Remember, in the previous videos, we shared with you how sleep or the quality of sleep is affecting your health. It's involved in absolutely every disease process. It affects primarily your brain, and the poor quality sleep can even prevent you from losing weight, regardless of how committed you are to your diet or even how strenuous your workout programs may be. If you're getting poor quality sleep, you're not going to be losing weight. Well, in this video, I want to just go through some list of things that you may be doing because after a while they become habit. Things that you may be doing that if we eliminate will certainly improve your quality of sleep and even um, help you to sleep through the night. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a formula that has been shared with me that others have used and they have been having or getting great results with it. Okay, so here we go. This is the list then that we want to look at. And as I said, you may want to consider eliminating these things or at least modifying them so that you can enjoy a better night's sleep. Too much caffeine. Well, that's a given. Caffeine is a stimulant, and if you're having it at night, late at night before you're going to bed, it's going to stimulate your nerve system, and you're going to have a problem going to sleep. And if you do go to sleep, you're probably going to wake up shortly thereafter and have a hard time getting back to sleep. But what we want to do is to reduce or eliminate it totally, especially the closer we get to sleep time. Too much alcohol. It's kind of the same thing. I know that some people, when they drink alcohol, they fall asleep pretty easily. However, they're going to be waking up shortly thereafter, and they're going to have a hard time going back to sleep. That's just what alcohol does to the body. People eating too large a meal before going to bed. Boy, you're talking about GERD, you're talking about having that acid reflux. You're talking about a tremendous stress on the body, and you will not be able to fall asleep. You won't be comfortable if you do go to sleep, and you won't sleep long if you do fall asleep. I can assure you of that. Eating too large a meal puts a tremendous demand on your body, and it will definitely impair your ability to get to sleep or have a good night's sleep. So that's something you want to consider not doing. Uh, if you're experiencing chronic pain or in a disease process, you want to have a talk with your treating physician. If you're in chronic pain, you want to discuss that issue with them. And look, I'm not an advocate of treating the pain, but I would, direct or suggest that you have a conversation on finding out what's causing the pain so you can eliminate the cause and therefore get rid of the effect as well. Because if you're in pain and it's very hard to fall asleep when you're in pain. Also, along with that, the medications. Many people don't realize that some of the medications that they're on are actually affecting the quality of sleep that they're getting. It will prevent them from getting to sleep. And or if they're on various meds at the same time, 2 or 3 or 4 different medications that they're on, they kind of interact with one another and they can create a scenario wherein you're not able to get to sleep or stay asleep for long periods of time. So again, those are issues you want to discuss with your treating physician. Bad environment, and by that I mean, if there's a lot of noise around, if there are a lot of bright lights in the bedroom, or if the bedroom is even too warm. We've seen that the cooler the temperature, the easier it is to fall asleep and the more comfortable it becomes, and the easier it becomes also to stay asleep. So you want to check out the environment in which you're going to sleep in, and make the necessary changes that will help you to get to sleep and stay asleep. Along with that, too, the exposure to blue lights or bright lights, whether it's your iPhone, your smartphone, your iPad, your computer, your television. And I know some people will balk at that and say, well, hey, look, doc, I fall asleep every night with the television. I can't go to sleep without the TV being on. Well, this is what I'd ask you to do. Just bear with me and try this experiment. Instead of having the TV on before you go to sleep, do exactly the same thing you would do every night. So you get into bed, you're gonna pick up your controller, you're gonna pretend to turn your TV on. It's gonna stay off. You're gonna set the controller down, and then you're just gonna lie there in bed and stare at the blank screen. Okay? What will happen is you'll probably fall asleep, or you'll become so disgruntled that you'll quit the experiment. But if you stay with it, after the same period of time that you would have fallen asleep watching the TV that would have been on, you will fall asleep watching the TV that's not on. So the point of all of this is that you're not falling asleep because of the TV, you're falling asleep because of the time period that you're spending there watching a TV that's not on. Try it at least for 4 or 5 nights in a row, and then get back with me and let me know how it worked for you. Okay? Not only will it help you fall asleep, but you'll save a few cents because you won't have the TV running. Okay? Another thing too is stress, anxiety, depression, worry, all of those things. You know, worry doesn't doesn't do anything except make the worrier sicker and prevent that worrier from getting to sleep. So what you want to do is look, um, there are things that have to be attended to. I understand that. So make a list before you go to bed. Maybe it'll help. Make a list and say, these are things I've got to see to tomorrow. But you know, tomorrow's not here, so I'm going to get some sleep tonight. You know, just try that and see if it doesn't help you out. Because as I said earlier, worrying isn't going to provide any solutions for anybody. So why waste the energy in doing it? Just make it a point to address those issues that you're concerned about the following day, and put them aside and get some sleep. Smoking, that's another thing. Look, smoking in bed is dangerous to say the least. You don't want to smoke in bed, God forbid, or on the couch or wherever. So you don't want to smoke before you're going to bed. Put the butts out. Don't do it. And then also another thing you may not realize is that the nicotine will actually uh, keep you awake. So for either reason, don't smoke before you're going to bed, okay? Nighttime exercise. I know I have patients that come in and say, Doc, I'm a nighttime person. I feel great at night, you know, and all of this. But look, the exercise that you do at night, it's exhausting. It's not tiring. You're going to get exhausted, yeah, if you do some high intensity workouts. But look, that exercise isn't going to put you to sleep. What it's going to do is it's going to stimulate certain hormones, certain neurochemicals in your brain, and it's going to keep you awake. So don't exercise at night. It'll just keep you awake. Set the alarm, exercise early in the morning. You're going to get the biggest bang for your buck, and you're going to get the biggest benefit out of it. But don't do any nighttime exercises, all right? So those are some of the things that you may see yourself in this mirror, so to speak, and then you can pool some of those things out and see if by eliminating them you don't enjoy a better night's sleep. So here we go now. After I've said all of that, let's go to this rule that I told you about earlier. It's called the 10-3-2-1-0 rule. Again, it's called the 10-3-2-1-0 rule. And people that are doing it are saying that it's a tremendous benefit to them. And after doing it about 5 or 6 or 7 days in a row, they're finding that not only are they falling asleep easier, but the quality of sleep, they're only waking up like once in the night, and then they're going right back to sleep, and the quality overall of the sleep that they're getting is tremendously improved. So here it is. Here's what it's all about. 10 hours before you go to bed. So we're going to look at the 10 first. 10 hours before you go to bed, you stop drinking caffeine. Okay, great. So you don't drink any caffeine. And if you have to have a coffee in the evening or a tea, get a decaffeinated coffee, decaffeinated tea, but no caffeine at least 10 hours before you're ready to go to sleep. So whatever time you're going to sleep, we'll have a set time. You go to sleep at 10 o'clock at night, 10 hours before 10 o'clock at night, you cut out all caffeine. Then we go to the rule, or the number 3. 3 hours then before you go to bed. We'll say it's 10 o'clock. 3 hours before 10 o'clock at night, you stop all of your eating. No late supper, No snacking, nothing after 3 hours before you're going, whatever that time is. And in this example, it's 10 o'clock. So 3 hours before 10, you stop all the eating. Then we go to number 2. 2 hours before bed, before 10 o'clock, you stop all of the working that you're going to do. You shut the briefcase, you shut the computer off, you close the book, whatever kind of work you're doing, stop it 2 hours before you're going to bed. So that way the brain can start to slow down, slow down, slow down. Okay? No more, no more thinking, just relaxation. Then the 1 hour. We went through the 10, the 3, the 2. Now we're at the 1. 1 hour before you're going to bed, which is going to be 10 o'clock in this example, you stop looking at computers, you stop looking at the iPads, the iPhones, you stop looking at the TV. All right. So if you're going to watch TV before you go to bed an hour before you go to bed, and then an hour before you go to sleep, stop watching the television. Okay. So again, 10 hours before you go to sleep, you stop all caffeine. 3 hours before you go to sleep, you stop all eating. 2 hours before you go to sleep, you stop all working. 1 hour before you go to sleep, you shut off all the lights. You don't look at any screen. And the zero, they said, indicates the number of times they say that you're going to wake up in the middle of the night if you follow these rules consistently. Hey, look, why don't you try it for about 5 or 6 days in a row, and then we'd appreciate if you get back with us. Let us know if the rule worked for you. Let us know how well it worked, and if you made any tweaks that made it a little bit better than what they said. Okay? Because if you do that, you'll be benefiting other people as well that will be watching this video and reading the comments. So try it out and see if it doesn't work for you. Hey, thanks again for watching this video, for allowing me to share this information with you. And until the next video, and as always, God bless.